We'll probably get a loss on the play.
No gain. Second down, 10 from the 24.
6 minutes remaining as we're halfway through this third quarter. .24 lead for the Commodores. And Lawrence, how do you think that they should approach the rest of this game with this big lead?
Well, normally, you know, most teams are usually, for the most part, with the exception maybe the Service Academies and Georgia Tech, are pass-first teams. Commodore's not a pass-first team, so you just keep running the football. Just run the clock, grind the defense down. You know, if you get a big play, that's great. You know, you don't look for it because you're already up 24 points here in the third quarter, and their offense has, for the most part, been pretty ineffective tonight. So you just run your offense. And if you get a big enough lead, that's fine. And then you can, you know, put in, you know, the seniors who this is probably their last chance to play, you know, a football game here at Lafayette.
Regular season, that is, you know, if they win tonight, they'll probably be playing at home in the playoffs. Thomas escaping pressure, but he's taken down. Not a good second half for Devin Thomas.
No, it hasn't been. And I think part of it's just the design of the play is the offensive line is not getting enough time, but he's taking too many hits for my liking. Is, you know, at this point, you're up 24 points at home and late in the third quarter. You got to start looking to next week, and then you got to start looking to the postseason. And what you don't want is your starting quarterback getting popped. And he's been hit on almost every single play this second half.
For the Warriors.
And they're going to punt.
There it is. We've seen some confusion on special teams as they haven't been sure how many guys they have out on the field. That's something that, you know, you're getting wet false start. No.
Wooden returns it at the 50. Quinn Jones takes him down by the shoelaces at the 45.
Wooden on the return. Jones on the stop.
We'll take a break. Senatobia with the football when we come back.
The next time those hunger pains hit you, head to the famous Bees Barbecue as mentioned in The Blind Side, the movie. In Oxford for 15 years and voted #1 ribs in Oxford. We'll cater all occasions, no matter how small or large the crowd is. We also serve breakfast from 6 a.m. to 9:30. Open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Bees Barbecue. And don't forget to call about those tailgating trays, 662-236-7090. The Bees Barbecue, the best ribs in Oxford.
Oxford has a lot to offer, and so do we at Allen Samuels Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Come by and let's be friends.
Looking for home, health, or vehicle insurance? Let Farm Bureau handle them all. Lafayette County Farm Bureau Insurance will be glad to help with any insurance need you might have. With real claim service, stop in and see Wayne Perkins or call today, 234-6232. That's 662-234-6232. Oxford, Batesville, and Senatobia Rehabilitation have a professional treatment team including board-certified physical therapists, occupational therapists, athletic trainers, and personal trainers who use advanced technology and equipment to help you achieve optimal results. We provide physical therapy to patients of all ages, ranging from therapy for joint and sport injuries to stroke recovery or work-related injuries. Oxford, Batesville, and Senatobia Rehabilitation. Healing in motion.
Welcome back to DoresTV. DoresTV is powered by Nukes. Nukes got some great sandwiches, soups, and salads. Got to check them out on University and on Jackson. Stevens escapes pressure, runs out. Oh, what a big hit. That's
and the stare down.
Murphy on the big hit for the Doors.
Stevens on the carry, stopped by John Murphy.
That'll make the highlight reel.
John Murphy on the tackle there. That looked like, from our angle, going to be a first down by Stevens, but Murphy had other plans.
You know, as he broke contain and got out of the pocket, you know, your eyes start to drift downfield a little bit to see what's in front of him, to see if he has the potential to go all the way. I saw that hit coming. I think everyone in the stands saw that hit coming. Everyone except the poor unfortunate Stevens.
Stevens throws it out. That's a horrible pass.
That could have been a backward pass.
Arguably, could have been, yeah.
Stevens pass.
You know, when it's behind, you know, when it's always kind of iffy. That's always iffy territory.
From the Commodore 44.
Because it's a game of inches. So, you know, if he's even just maybe one step back, that could have been a backward pass, and that could have been a Commodore football.
3rd and 8 for Senatobia, and you're certainly in 4th down territory, down 24 when you're on Lafayette's side. Stevens rolls out. Awkward throw. It's complete. That's Tony on his feet, tackled out of bounds at the 28 by Mathis.
Stevens pass complete to Tony.
Flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
I wonder if this is coming back. Yep, holding against the offense.
The Warriors.
That's got to be frustrating if you're.
As soon as you know, when you finally get your offense moving, you finally get a pass, you know, a big pass play, you get the first down and some, you know, you're starting to get some rhythm, and then you get it called back because of a holding call.
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, which is the 49.
I mean, that's a 30-yard swing right there from where they had the ball to where they have it now.
Third down 25 for the Warriors from their own 39-yard line.
3rd and 25 for the Warriors now.
I think you just chuck it long here. Just if you're the defense, just try and keep it all in front of you.
Stevens throws it. Looks like this one
up for grabs.
There were 4 defenders.
There were too many red shirts there. No one was quite sure who was going to get it, so they all went for it, and then they all backed off.
Incomplete, and let's see what they do here.
I do find it amusing that the receiver was asking for pass interference. Well, it couldn't have been pass interference.
It was over his head.
Everyone, you know, pulled out of the tackle.
Stevens to punt. Jawine Kynes back deep for the Commodores.
And Stevens, the quarterback, punts the football. And Kynes, don't know why he wanted to return that, but he did. Gets it to the 30, and we'll take a timeout. Commodores have the football when we come back.
Family owned and operated since 1959, the Beacon Restaurant is the gathering place in Oxford for family and friends. Come in, grab a seat with a familiar face for a down-home breakfast and a fresh cup of coffee. You might even hear a lie or two. Breakfast not your thing? Then try our signature plate lunches. For service with a smile, come join us for any meal at the Beacon Restaurant on North Lamar in Oxford. And nah, we ain't got no sweet tea.
So I switched my car insurance to State Farm. I saved $480. You know what that is?
Yeah, don't say it.
You know what it is, right?
Yeah, hey, don't.
It's a lot of dough.
Switch and you could save $480 with State Farm.
It's a lot of dough.
See if Marty Stark in Oxford can save you a lot of dough.
Get to a better state. State Farm.
Oxford Kubota is your one-stop shop for your farm or ranch. Whether you need a zero-turn mower, compact tractor, or the impressive M-Series cab tractor, Oxford Kubota can put together a package deal to fit your needs. We offer a fully stocked parts department and a service department with factory-trained technicians that can service your tractor, ATV, or UTV, regardless of the make or model. Come by for a test drive at 93 Highway 30 East, next to Oxford Farm and Ranch. Oxford Kubota.
Welcome back to DoresTV. I'm Browning Stubbs alongside Lawrence Docker. You catch him on Twitter at L.93. Catch me on Twitter at Browning Stubbs. Thomas takes the handoff, and he ran into Mathis. I think he could have gotten a little bit more had he not.
Thomas on the carry. First down, Commodores.
Move those chains. 3:30 remaining. Ball on the 44 now. Clock is ticking. And Thomas gets the snap. Delayed handoff to Price. Price on his feet. And that, he is strong. Look at him leg. Look at him get to the 46.
And
I think Price.
yeah, he just stomped on somebody. That was stupid. Referee standing right there. What are you doing, dude?
That could be an ejection.
Referee is right on top of it. I mean, quite literally, right on top of it. Happened right at his feet.
If he truly stomped on him, I mean,
I saw him bring his leg up and bring it back down. I don't know if.
Yeah, I don't know if he stomped on him, but it looked like he was moving his feet. He might be disqualified. Personal foul.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. That's just 15 yards.
Against Terrell Price, so I guess he didn't stop on him. But it surely looked like he did.
Well, he got up and was doing a goofy celebration because it was a great run. It took 4 people to bring him down, and it took him 10 yards to bring him down. But to do something stupid like that, come on, dude, you got to be smarter than that. So I don't understand what Coach Robertson has to complain about here.
Well, I think what he's complaining about is when Terrell Price was tackled, he was probably tackled or he was maybe touched or contacted probably in a weird way that hurt him. So then he reacted by stopping his foot on the ground.
But the play had been dead for at least 5 or 6 seconds.
Yeah, well, I mean,
if you're just trying to shake a dude off your leg, I understand that. But when the play is over and you've given the ball back to the referee, and I'm not really sure if this is an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty why they've only moved the ball back 8 yards. Okay, there it goes.
1st and 15 for the Commodores.
Referees were so concerned about giving an explanation to Coach Robertson that they forgot to mark off the necessary yardage. Now this is turning into, this referee crew is kind of turning into a bit of a circus here on this last play. As the chain gang on the far side's not really sure where they're supposed to be. The officials aren't really sure what's going on. Senatobia coach is giving them an earful, which I think is right because if it's they gave him the personal foul, the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, so they should be behind the chains right now. But right now they've got the down marker even with, right where it would be 1st and 10.
So we'll take a timeout on the field. We'll be back.
Hello, this is Gant Boone with Oxford University Bank. This day and age, it is hard to beat an original, much less an Oxford original. And that is exactly what you get with OUB. We have Kasasa checking and savings accounts with ATM refunds nationwide. Perfect for everyone, especially students. So whether you're a full-time resident of Oxford or just looking to get here as soon as you can, choose OUB. Live Oxford, Bank Oxford, Oxford University Bank, member FDIC.
You probably think Domino's pizza cheese comes out of a big plastic bag. And it does. But before it goes into that bag, our cheese was crafted to perfection by an award-winning mozzarella maker using milk from family-owned dairy farms. And we got help from a cheese technologist and a National Cheese Institute laureate award winner, which is really a thing. So order 2 medium, 2-topping Domino's pizzas for $5.99 each and taste why you can't judge a cheese by its bag.
Welcome to Furniture World, home of the better buy. Get more selection with even more savings. If you're needing furniture for your home, apartment, or dorm room, we have the quality that you want at the prices that you can afford. We also have interest-free financing with approved credit, plus free delivery is available within our area. So come by and see why we're Oxford's #1 furniture store.
And we're back on DoresTV, 1st and 10 on the 39-yard line. Clock's ticking. And 10 seconds on the play clock. Thomas needs to hurry up, but I see why he's taking time running this clock out. And they'll hand it off to Price. Price up the middle. Taken down.
Redeemed himself a little bit.
2 yards short of the first down.
But even then, he's handed the ball back to the referee and he's jawing with one of the players on the ground. Dude, you don't need to be doing that. This game is, if the coaching staff can't get a control of their players, this game could blow up into something ugly.
And it might be smart, you know, to maybe hold him out to the quarter, you think?
It might be. You know, football it's a physical, it's a violent game. You're going to get popped. Dudes are going to talk trash. Be the bigger man.
Right. So second and one on the 48-yard line as Thomas gives it to Price, and not this time, as he'll lose one. I would have maybe switched it up and gone to Owens, but we got injury on the play, and we'll take a timeout.
The next time those hunger pains hit you, head to the famous Bees Barbecue, as mentioned in The Blind Side, the movie. In Oxford for 15 years and voted #1 ribs in Oxford. We'll cater all occasions, no matter how small or large the crowd is. We also serve breakfast from 6 a.m. to 9:30. Open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Bees Barbecue. And don't forget to call about those tailgating trays, 662-236-7090. Bees Barbecue, the best ribs in Oxford. Looking for home, health, or vehicle insurance, let Farm Bureau handle them all. Lafayette County Farm Bureau Insurance will be glad to help with any insurance need you might have. With real claim service, stop in and see Wayne Perkins or call today, 234-6232. That's 662-234-6232.
Oxford has a lot to offer, and so do we at Allen Samuels, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Come by and let's be friends.
Oxford, Batesville, and Senatobia Rehabilitation have a professional treatment team including board-certified physical therapists, occupational therapists, athletic trainers, and personal trainers who use advanced technology and equipment to help you achieve optimal results. We provide physical therapy to patients of all ages, ranging from therapy for joint and sport injuries to stroke recovery or work-related injuries. Oxford, Batesville, and Senatobia Rehabilitation. Healing in motion.
Welcome back to DoresTV. Just a minute and a half remaining here in the third quarter. 3rd down and 3. The emotional Terrell Price in the backfield. Gets the carry, just short of the first down.
I think maybe if he can get a generous spot here. See the official on the far side. It's going to be close.
Might be just a tad short.
Price on the carry, gain of 2.
I think they're going to call for a measurement.
Timeout for a measurement.
We will talk about this, and Lawrence, let's go back to what we saw just a few plays where the Commodores got an unsportsmanlike penalty against Terrell Price. Terrell Price got a little frustrated because when the play was dead, one of the Warrior defenders was still grabbing his leg, and then he just kind of, I don't want to say kicked him, but really moved his leg in a ferocious way, and then I think the referee thought he was kicking him, and they called a penalty on him.
Well, I mean, I think that we had the coaching staff up here on top of the press box confirm that to us. But still, in my opinion, you still shouldn't be lashing out at anyone laying on the ground because they're going to get you every time. I mean, it was obvious to everyone in the stadium what happened. So, being grabbed onto or not. Now, if that is the case, if he was being grabbed onto and held onto well after the play was over, then that should have been the second flag for unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense, and they should have been offsetting penalties.
So Price was short. It's now 4th and 1. And, I like this decision to go for it here. I really do.
I don't even think it's 1. Got it.
First down, Davin Thomas on the quarterback sneak. And, it was a smart decision. It's a night game. Maybe some fans, they need to travel to Baton Rouge tonight, and I think they should kind of want to run the clock. And so some of these fans can get to Baton Rouge. We spoke to some fans at halftime who were really happy with this big lead for the Commodores, so they can scoot on down to Baton Rouge.
Well, that's not the only reason they're happy. They're happy because their team's got a big lead.
Well, I mean, of course, but there's always reasons why you make plays, Lawrence. "30 seconds remaining." There's Terrell Price grabbing the back of his jersey. He's taken down to the 37-yard line.
I think he's redeemed himself. He's picked up all that yardage back and then some. And that's what you want out of your players, you know. Frustration's going to boil over. If they do something stupid, give them a talking to, and then give them a chance to redeem themselves. And I think Terrell Price has done that since that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
The Commodores will let this clock run down to the fourth quarter, and that's where we will return with the Commodores leading 24-0. Stay with us on DoresTV.
Family owned and operated since 1959, the Beacon Restaurant is the gathering place in Oxford for family and friends. Come in, grab a seat with a familiar face for a down-home breakfast and a fresh cup of coffee. You might even hear a lie or two. Breakfast not your thing? Then try our signature plate lunches. For service with a smile, come join us for any meal at the Beacon Restaurant on North Lamar in Oxford. And nah, we ain't got no sweet tea.
So I switched my car insurance to State Farm. I saved $480. You know what that is?
Yeah, don't say it.
You know what it is, right?
Yeah, don't.
It's a lot of dough.
Switch and you could save $480 with State Farm.
It's a lot of dough.
See if Marty Stark in Oxford can save you a lot of dough.
Get to a better state. State Farm.
Oxford Kubota is your one-stop shop for your farm or ranch. Whether you need a zero-turn mower, compact tractor, or the impressive M-Series cab tractor, Oxford Kubota can put together a package deal to fit your needs. We offer a fully stocked parts department and a service department with factory-trained technicians that can service your tractor, ATV, or UTV, regardless of the make or model. Come by for a test drive at 93 Highway 30 East, next to Oxford Farm and Ranch. Oxford Kubota.
Welcome back to DoresTV, fourth quarter here at William L. Welcome back to DoresTV here at William L. Beaufort Stadium. The Commodores lead 24-0. And there's the handoff. Devin Thomas keeps it himself for about 8 yards.
Thomas on the carry for the Commodores.
Make that 2nd and 1 on the 37-yard line.
Now, I got to wonder, you know, I figure if the Commodores get a score here and they get the ball back eventually, I figure we'll start to see some second and third string guys, you know, some of the seniors, you know, being senior night and all.
And Joyner, haven't seen him get a carry yet, and he gets the first down for the Commodores.
Joyner on the carry. First down, Commodores.
Lafayette legend, Lawrence, Jeremy Liggins, playing for the Rebels. They have him on certain packages this season, so it seems like
they have him in the short yardage package, I know, because he's a mountain.
And they put him in at tight end to block sometimes. He's really fitting in.
He's a hard dude to move for sure. Brings to mind Terrence Cody at Alabama.
Owens and Joyner in the backfield. Thomas pitches it to Joyner. Joyner gets out of bounds near the 15.
Now, Thomas made a good decision to pitch it there. It's really the first time tonight we've seen him pitch the ball, but Tavon Joyner made that play happen because he made 2 or 3 guys miss to get back past the line of scrimmage, get a couple of yards out of it.
Out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
And he comes up gimpy.
Officials timeout.
Officials timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout as well, and hopefully that Tavon Joyner is all right.
Hello, this is Gant Boone with Oxford University Bank. This day and age, it is hard to beat an original, much less an Oxford original, and that is exactly what you get with OUB. We have Kasasa checking and savings accounts with ATM refunds nationwide, perfect for everyone, especially students. So whether you are a full-time resident of Oxford or just looking to get here as soon as you can, choose OUB. Live Oxford, Bank Oxford, Oxford University Bank, member FDIC.
You probably think Domino's pizza cheese comes out of a big plastic bag, and it does. But before it goes into that bag, our cheese was crafted to perfection by an award-winning mozzarella maker using milk from family-owned dairy farms. And we got help from a cheese technologist and a National Cheese Institute laureate award winner, which is really a thing. So order 2 medium, 2-topping Domino's pizzas for $5.99 each, and taste why you can't judge a cheese by its bag.
Welcome to Furniture World, home of the better buy. Get more selection with even more savings. If you're needing furniture for your home, apartment, or dorm room, we have the quality that you want at the prices that you can afford. We also have interest-free financing with approved credit, plus free delivery is available within our area. So come by and see why we're Oxford's #1 furniture store.
And welcome back. You're watching Doors TV, 10:54 remaining in the fourth quarter. Joyner came off on that one, and Thomas keeps it out of bounds, picked up a couple.
Thomas on the keeper for the Commodores. No gain. 3rd down, 8 from the 15.
3rd and 8 for the 15. Lafayette on the night is 4 for 4 in the red zone. That's the stat of the night, I think, Lawrence, and they're in the red zone now, so we'll see if they'll capitalize.
Which is very important because they had, early in the season, they really struggled. That's where they couldn't score from early in the season. With turnovers, missed field goals, what have you, they couldn't score in the red zone earlier in the season, and good to see that they've turned that around. Oh, referee, the back judge who threw a flag just got taken out.
Owens on the carry, flag on the play.
Flags on the play. Don't know what it is, but, and I didn't see the referee get taken out.
Just as he was throwing that flag, too.
Against the Commodores.
It'll be holding against the Commodores. They'll bring that back 10 yards.
Which is interesting because this sets up a potential iffy 3rd down play because you may just be outside Ryan Holland's field goal range. Now, up 24-0, it's not going to matter. So, personally, if you don't, get enough yardage, I'd still bring him out to see what he's got, heading into the postseason. That way you know what you realistically can and can't do when the games are really on the line and when they matter most.
Penalty will be declined. Now it's 4th down. And Holland is coming out for the field goal.
Well, from right here, it's not too bad.
No.
But if the holding call had been accepted,
for the Commodores.
I think it's going to be a 35-yarder from the right hash, which is interesting with a left-footed kicker, as they have a tendency to kind of pull it.
So here's a field goal. It's up. And this one, it's going to be good. From 35 yards out, Ryan Holland, 5 for 5 in the red zone for the Commodores. We'll take a break. 27-0. Keep it here on Doors TV.
The next time those hunger pains hit you, head to the famous Bees Barbecue, as mentioned in The Blind Side, the movie. In Oxford for 15 years and voted #1 ribs in Oxford. We'll cater all occasions, no matter how small or large the crowd is. We also serve breakfast from 6 a.m. to 9:30. Open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Bees Barbecue. And don't forget to call about those tailgating trays, 662-236-7090. Bees Barbecue, the best ribs in Oxford. Looking for home, health, or vehicle insurance, let Farm Bureau handle them all. Lafayette County Farm Bureau Insurance will be glad to help with any insurance need you might have. With real claim service, stop in and see Wayne Perkins or call today 662-234-6232. That's 662-234-6232.
Oxford has a lot to offer, and so do we at Allen Samuels, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Come by and let's be friends.
Oxford, Batesville, and Senatobia Rehabilitation have a professional treatment team including board-certified physical therapists, occupational therapists, athletic trainers, and personal trainers who use advanced technology and equipment to help you achieve optimal results. We provide physical therapy to patients of all ages, ranging from therapy for joint and sport injuries to stroke recovery or work-related injuries. Oxford, Batesville, and Senatobia Rehabilitation. Healing in motion.
Kick for the Commodores.
27-0. Your Lafayette Commodores lead the Senatobia Warriors. Ryan Holland will kick off. Kicks it off, short kick, and it's returned. Taken out to the 44-yard line.
Jones on the return for Senatobia. Stopped by Dylan Woods of the Commodores.
Dylan Woods on the stop on that kickoff.
From the Warrior 44 for Senatobia.
Lawrence, there's just not been a lot of offense from Senatobia, and the question is the Lafayette defense that good, or is Senatobia offense that bad?
I think it's just the Commodore defense is really that good. Is when the defense, if you're a quarterback and you're looking down the field and you can't find anybody open, then you just can't find anybody open. There's nothing you can do about it. It's because the defense is that good. You know, it's just like teams that are going up against Ole Miss this year. I mean, Alabama, as we saw last week, turns out they're actually a pretty good offensive football team. But they were only able to score one offensive touchdown against Ole Miss. So a lot of it is what the defense does.
And Wooden, and great stop there by the D-line. Combination with Vincent Lewis there.
Wooden on the carry. Time by Lewis.
9 minutes remaining early on in the fourth quarter here. 3rd and 8 for the Warriors. And he gets the snap. Stevens drops back. Oh, and almost had a man. The pass on the play was intended for Stone Parish.
Pass incomplete. Brings up 4th down 8.
And now it looks like they're going to punt. It's a 4-touchdown game. And going to be hard to come back, so I guess they'll just play this one out. Low snap. Stevens punts, and it's rolling, and it will be stopped at the 15-yard line. That's where the Doors will take over. Keep it here on Doors TV.
Family owned and operated since 1959, the Beacon Restaurant is the gathering place in Oxford for family and friends. Come in, grab a seat with a familiar face for a down-home breakfast and a fresh cup of coffee. You might even hear a lie or two. Breakfast not your thing? Then try our signature plate lunches. For service with a smile, come join us for any meal at the Beacon Restaurant on North Lamar in Oxford. And nah, we ain't got no sweet tea.
So I switched my car insurance to State Farm. I saved $480. You know what that is?
Yeah, don't say it.
You know what it is, right?
Yeah, don't.
It's a lot of dough.
Switch and you could save $480 with State Farm.
It's a lot of dough.
See if Marty Stark in Oxford can save you a lot of dough.
Get to a better state. State Farm.
Oxford Kubota is your one-stop shop for your farm or ranch. Whether you need a zero-turn mower, compact tractor, or the impressive M-Series cab tractor, Oxford Kubota can put together a package deal to fit your needs. We offer a fully stocked parts department and a service department with factory-trained technicians that can service your tractor, ATV, or UTV, regardless of the make or model. Come by for a test drive at 93 Highway 30 East, next to Oxford Farm and Ranch. Oxford Kubota.
Welcome back to Doors TV. Flag on the play. Probably a illegal motion. Yeah, false start. Illegal procedure against the offense. Lawrence, while we got a second here, let's talk a little NFL action. The surprise team of the season has been the Dallas Cowboys. They've just been running the ball really well with DeMarco Murray.
It's looking like it's going to be that kind of year for Dallas. They're just getting, with the exception of that first game of the season where they got drubbed by the 49ers, everything's kind of felt like it's going to be their year, and it's working out well that they stuck with Romo, because I don't know if this got publicized too much, but on draft night, Jerry Jones had in his hand the draft card to go draft Johnny Manziel, and his son had to go up there and yank it out of his hand and says, "No, we're going to draft an offensive lineman, Zach Martin, out of Notre Dame." We don't need the circus that is Johnny Manziel. We're the Cowboys. We're circus enough. And it's not like they have issue. Well, apparently they do, but before the season, never would have thought the Cowboys would have issue getting fans into their stadium, because they're the Cowboys and it's their stadium. But they've been outdrawn in 2 of their home games this year against the Houston Texans, which I can kind of understand. Houston being in the same state and that being somewhat of a rivalry as far as NFL rivalries go. But they got outdrawn by the 49ers. I mean, 49er fans are not, you see Steeler fans everywhere, you see Packer fans, you see Cowboy fans. 49ers fans are not known for being in every nook and cranny in America, and yet they outdrew the Cowboys in Dallas.
And Seattle, they're kind of struggling this year, and they just traded Percy Harvin.
I think Seattle's a one-hit wonder. I really do. The Pete Carroll, one of the few I've always thought of Pete Carroll as a college coach. The only college coaching job he's ever had was USC. He's had 4 or 5 pro football coaching jobs, including the Patriots before Bill Belichick got there, and the New York Jets. And I believe he was also an assistant coach, an offensive coordinator of some capacity with the Chicago Bears at one point in time. And so you always see college football coaches make the jump to pro football and be a dismal failure, like Nick Saban or a Bobby Petrino. I think Pete Carroll's kind of turned that around here. Him and Jim Harbaugh both, went from college programs to a NFL franchise. But to your point about the Seahawks, I think last year was a fluke. I really do.
Back to the game, 3rd and 12. There's about 7.5 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. And it's handed off to Joyner. Joyner gets a couple, but now they're going to punt.
Just run the clock.
Joyner on the carry for the Commodores.
Probably the chilliest home game we've seen tonight at Lafayette High School. I would say the coldest game was probably, surprisingly, the road game at Oxford.
That was the Ripley
at Bobby
game.
Holcomb Field was cold. The Ripley one was cold.
The whole Oxford game is because it was rainy. When it rains, it always feels colder than it is when it rains. But that Ripley game was the first one where we really noticed and wish we had jackets. We came prepared tonight.
And with the Commodores presumably advancing to the playoffs, they're going to be playing in several more cold games, Lawrence, I must say.
I'm not a fan of cold weather. Not a fan of it.
49.
And looks like Senatobia will take over. Stay with us on Doors TV.
Hello, this is Gant Boone with Oxford University Bank. This day and age, it is hard to beat an original, much less an Oxford original. And that is exactly what you get with OUB. We have Casasa checking and savings accounts with ATM refunds nationwide. Perfect for everyone, especially students. So whether you are a full-time resident of Oxford or just looking to get here as soon as you can, choose OUB. Live Oxford, Bank Oxford, Oxford University Bank, member FDIC.
You probably think Domino's pizza cheese comes out of a big plastic bag. And it does. But before it goes into that bag, our cheese was crafted to perfection by an award-winning mozzarella maker using milk from family-owned dairy farms. And we got help from a cheese technologist and a National Cheese Institute laureate award winner, which is really a thing. So order 2 medium, 2-topping Domino's pizzas for $5.99 each. And taste why you can't judge a cheese by its bag.
Welcome to Furniture World, home of the better buy. Get more selection with even more savings. If you're needing furniture for your home, apartment, or dorm room, we have the quality that you want at the prices that you can afford. We also have interest-free financing with approved credit, plus free delivery is available within our area. So come by and see why we're Oxford's #1 furniture store.
Welcome back to Doors TV. Senatobia moving the football here as they give the handoff to Wooden.
Wooden on the carry, gain of 3. Second down 7 from the 46.
Second down and 7 on the 46. Will they find the end zone? We'll see what happens on this drive.
Also a little bit surprised that Senatobia hasn't decided to kind of put in their second string guys here, because there's no chance that they're going to score 27 points here in the fourth quarter.
That's Kylan Moore.
That's the plus and the minus of a blowout. Is if you're on the good end of the blowout, you can get your guys in to get some experience, handle how to protect the lead. If you're on the bad side of the blowout, you can get your guys a chance to go in there and make a statement and possibly move up on the depth chart.
5.5 to go now. And there's the snap. Stevens throws the incomplete pass.
Incomplete. 4th down 5.
4th down and 5 now. And they'll keep the offense on the field, it looks like.
As they should. At least try and get, you go for the feel-good score.
For the Warriors.
And Stevens spins out of it. Darren Tolles, great pressure.
Man, I don't think the flag for intentional grounding there is necessary. They turned it over on downs.
Flag on the play.
There's a flag on the play.
And I think it's going to be for intentional grounding.
Darren Tolles with a sack.
That's intentional grounding. I think they should let it slide because the game's so far out of hand and the ball got turned over anyway.
Intentional grounding.
That intentional grounding that Devin Thomas got called for at MUS was not intentional grounding. But it does not do well to dwell on the past.
And while we got a second here, we would like to give our sponsors one more thank you for the night. We'll thank Lafayette County Farm Bureau, and Oxford Rehabilitation, Oxford Spot, Oxford University Bank, State Farm, the Marty Stark Agency, Domino's Pizza, Beef's Hickory Smoke Barbecue, and Furniture World. And Lawrence, speaking of high school and Friday Night Lights, there was a game in 1994. It was a Texas State Championship game between Piano East and John Tyler. I don't know if you remember that game, but it was a great comeback in that game. In I
think you mean Plano East from Plano, Texas.
Plano. Oh, I'm not from Texas.
That was the one it's spelled it's Plano, not Piano. It's a Plano,
right?
Like Plano, Texas.
Right. Well, anyway, but the commentators were going crazy when their team came back But then, unfortunately, when Plano returned the kick at the end, the commentators were like, "Oh no, oh no!" It was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
That was that's the one where they were down 28 points with 5 minutes to go, and they kept scoring, and they kept going for the onside kick and recovering it. And then they took the lead with like a second to go, and they kicked it long.
Ard fumbles it, and I think Senatobia thinks they had the football.
But they decided to kick along with 1 second left, figuring there was going to be no time to return it, and whoever the other team was, I don't remember if it was Plano or Tyler, returned it 80 to 100 yards for a touchdown to win the game as time expired. And I do remember watching that clip and just thinking that is one of the, at the time, that was probably one of the most gut-wrenching moments of those kids' lives. But looking back and listening to those commentators, that was entertaining. Oh no!
With the 27-0 lead, it looks like the Doors are going to go to the playoffs, Lawrence, and they'll play at Mahalia next week, and then they'll have maybe a home playoff game on the 7th of November. The band gone wild right now as their team looks to be playoff bound. Wooden runs up the middle. And Lawrence, just the Senatobia offense, really just the longest play for them has been 10, 15 yards. They
haven't had an explosive play. Well, this defense doesn't really allow explosive plays. That's one of their strengths. One of their many.
Flag on the play.
Come on, referee, just let it go. Now there's a second flag.
That might be unrelated to the first one.
I don't know, sometimes it's goofy. Sometimes you'll see the referee trying to get the flag out of his pocket as he's backpedaling down the field, and it'll take him 6 or 7 tries to actually get it out, and by the time he throws it, the play's been over for a minute. But as maddeningly inconsistent as some football officiating is, it will never be as infuriating as professional basketball refereeing. There's no consistency in professional basketball refereeing.
Holding will go against Senatobia, and a personal foul against the Commodores. So 2 flags on that play.
So they'll offset.
Oh, I don't know if you saw this, Lawrence, and for all you guys listening right now, but there is a new thing in the NBA. It's in the Secaucus, New Jersey, where the NBA headquarters are. They started this NBA replay center. So now for all,
I did see that.
So it's really cool, and for all the plays that are questionable, they'll go to this office in Secaucus.
It's similar to what the NHL does on when they review goals. If it cross line up, they kick it back to NHL headquarters in Toronto, and they have guys there review it. But this is which I fully agree, because football has fantastic replay, hockey has fantastic replay. Now I will say in football, replay has gotten way out of hand, and replay officials are trying to make themselves a bigger and bigger part of the game. And it does get irritating when people say, "Oh, as long as they get it right." No, you spent 5 minutes looking at something on a 3rd and 2, when a game's not in question here.
Well, look at Darren Tolles make that big sack there.
But the NBA has always had kind of a goofy replay. It's just kind of cheesy. It's a little TV courtside, and you got 3 officials huddled up around it, and they're reliant on the arena cameras as opposed to a TV feed. So this new replay center in New Jersey, I think, is going to prove dividends, and I think it will shorten games, because you've seen the NBA experimenting with shorter games. I think this will, you don't always see a ridiculous long review in the NBA, but I think this will help. Especially when it comes to playoff time, when the games tend to run really long.
A few of the seniors checking in for Lafayette on defense. Some of the bench guys who haven't played as much this year. And for Lafayette, the nose tackle in the game is in a very interesting stance right now. He's one of the smallest guys. He's just got real blocked big time there.
Modern day Rudy.
Woods on the carry.
For those of you who didn't know who that was Tyler Kemp.
I think that's the first snap he's been on the field all season.
I think so too. Good to see him get in there though.
There's nothing wrong with the unorthodox stance.
He's a senior. He's finally getting to play. There's the pass off the fingertips. That's incomplete. And the Commodores take over, just 1:41 left. We'll take a timeout, and they'll have the football when we come back.
The next time those hunger pains hit you, head to the famous Bees Barbecue, as mentioned in The Blind Side, the movie. In Oxford for 15 years and voted #1 ribs in Oxford. We'll cater all occasions, no matter how small or large the crowd is. We also serve breakfast from 6 a.m. to 9:30. Open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Bees Barbecue. And don't forget to call about those tailgating trays, 662-236-7090. The Bees Barbecue, the best ribs in Oxford. Looking for home, health, or vehicle insurance, let Farm Bureau handle them all. Lafayette County Farm Bureau Insurance will be glad to help with any insurance need you might have. With real claim service, stop in and see Wayne Perkins or call today, 234-6232. That's 662-234-6232.
Oxford has a lot to offer, and so do we at Allen Samuels, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Come by and let's be friends.
Oxford, Batesville, and Senatobia Rehabilitation have a professional treatment team including board-certified physical therapists, occupational therapists, athletic trainers, and personal trainers who use advanced technology and equipment to help you achieve optimal results. We provide physical therapy to patients of all ages, ranging from therapy for joint and sport injuries to stroke recovery or work-related injuries. Oxford, Batesville, and Senatobia Rehabilitation. Healing in motion.
Welcome back to DoresTV. 1:41 remaining in the last home game of the regular season for the Commodores. And that's going to be given to Tavon Joyner. Joyner picks up probably a no gain there. The Hey Baby, I Want to Know, Will You Be My Girl song is played by the band right now. That's traditionally one of the high school songs played.
27-yard line.
We heard that at our high school at Christian Brothers in Memphis. He picks up one, 2nd and 9. Minute left. And he takes a knee, and now it's going to be 3rd down. Great, Lawrence, let's recap this game. Great offense by the Commodores. Terrell Price, T.T. Owens ran the ball well. Thomas was very conservative in the first half. The defense was lights out and 5 for 5 in the red zone for the offense.
That was key. You get the red zone offense going. You start putting some points up on the board big time. Get that momentum heading towards the postseason. The shutout is also key. I believe I think this is their 2nd shutout of the season. I think they shut out Shannon. No, they shut out DeSoto Central.
And Shannon.
Oh, they did shut out Shannon as well.
With a carry.
So, you build that momentum going towards the postseason, and you figure as bad as Byhalia has played this season, they're winless, you figure they'll beat Byhalia as well, roll into the postseason on a little bit of a win streak.
You're right, Lawrence. And the Commodores, they will travel to Byhalia next Friday night on Halloween. And the Doors improved to 6-4 on the season. Lafayette 4-0 now in Region 2-4A, and they have clinched Region 2-4A, and they're headed to the playoffs. DoresTV will have their playoff broadcast later on in November, and We want to thank everyone for watching tonight. For our cameraman, Terry Sparks, our executive producer, John Rawl, my color commentator, Lauren Stockery, I'm Browning Stubbs, and this has been a production of CRM Sports.
Family owned and operated since 1959, the Beacon Restaurant is the gathering place in Oxford for family and friends. Come in, grab a seat with a familiar face for a down-home breakfast and a fresh cup of coffee. You might even hear a lie or two. Breakfast not your thing? Then try our signature plate lunches. For service with a smile, come join us for any meal at the Beacon Restaurant on North Lamar in Oxford. And nah, we ain't got no sweet tea.
So I switched my car insurance to State Farm. I saved 480 bucks. You know what that is?
Yeah, don't say it.
You know what it is, right?
Yeah, don't.
It's a lot of dough.
Switch and you could save 480 bucks with State Farm.
It's a lot of dough.
See if Marty Stark in Oxford can save you a lot of dough.
Get to a better state. State Farm.
Oxford Kubota is your one-stop shop for your farm or ranch. Whether you need a zero-turn mower, compact tractor, or the impressive M-Series cab tractor, Oxford Kubota can put together a package deal to fit your needs. We offer a fully stocked parts department and a service department with factory-trained technicians that can service your tractor, ATV, or UTV, regardless of the make or model. Come by for a test drive at 93 Highway 30 East, next to Oxford Farm and Ranch. Oxford Kubota.
Oxford has a lot to offer, and so do we at Allen Samuels, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Come by and let's be friends.